Hi, today I want to show you how you can create an image upload inside of Toddle with an image preview. So when you upload that image, you can see that image in like a little preview tab before you upload it to your database. And I'm responding here to Salima's question. She asked a question inside of the NoCode ProCode community, and because she is a member and she asked that question an hour ago, I'm responding immediately to her with this tutorial here. So if you also want to get immediate responses to all your questions and you need that additional help, you may want to look into joining the community at nocodeprocode.com. We have daily office hours, but right now we're at Sunday 10 a.m. So if you have a question at Sunday 10 a.m., we will not have office hours on the weekends. They're Monday to Friday. So if you have a question on the weekend, I'll just send you a Loom back. And if you want to benefit from daily office hours during the week and then asynchronous Loom video exchange on the weekends and outside of the office hours, and also want to get access to cool courses and, hours and hours and hours and hours of educational content and a lot of great stuff, exclusive events. Like here's a 2-hour course on SMS auth with templates and all of that. If you want to get access to all of that, feel free to join nocodeprocode.com, send a little submission video, click on here, make a little video of yourself so that we know that, we can help you in that community, and then you'll be in there in lightning fast, in record time. But now let's go back to Salima's question, because let's just read that. She said, how can I allow my users to preview an image before sending it to the database? Thanks. So let's respond to that comment with this video here. Let's just build this. So we have our empty project in Toddle, and I want to click on plus, and I add a div block in here. Boom. And now I want to go to attributes, and I need to change it to be an input. I just do this method so I don't get Toddle's generic styling on it, which sometimes is a little bit annoying. So let's add image. Input, not image, input, and we go to the type attribute and change it to file. Now we have a file upload. And now we want to create a variable. Oh, I already prepped. Okay, you didn't saw that. Now pretend I have no variables, and I create a variable called file. And that will start with an initial value of an empty string, so empty text inside of quotes. And now I go on that input and I add an event, and I go to the input event and I look for input. So on input, I just want to do a console log for now. And I want to console log the event data. Here we go. Maybe the target. No, actually, I just want to log the event data, because what we want to do here is we don't know where the file is yet. Or I mean, we know, but we want to make sure that we have a way of figuring that out. So now let's go to the live side. And what we did is we want to figure out where the file object is. So I go on input, and on input, I'm just logging the whole event. I just log the whole event. The event is if I upload a file, in that file upload, everything, all the data tied to the upload event, all the data tied to the input event, including the inputted file, is available to us. And this is what we want to use. This principle is what we want to use to, then figure out how we have to branch it down to get the file raw data, the binary data. So a lot of words. The only thing, I did not want to do key down. The only thing you need to know is input. We do a console log, and we just want to return the whole event data because we want to see how the event looks. So let's open inspect elements. Let's go to the console. Now there's nothing on the console. And now let's just upload a file. What do we upload? Maybe an image, not a video. I have too many files on this computer. It's all videos. Okay, how about we go back to desktop, and here we go. We have a screenshot. Let's upload this. Now you see that we got some data on the side here, right? So now if I expand this, we see is trusted true, bubbles true, and then we see target. And in the target, right, I have a lot of things. And in the target, we will see files. And in the files object for the target, there is our file, and there's our file data in here. So we see file, and we have the last modified, we have the file name. This is our file object. So we want to go to event.target, and inside the target, we will find files. So this is what we want to do now in Toddle to only get the file, because we don't want all that other rubbish. So I will add. Actually, I can go to target here, so I can do event target, and we don't want value. So because we don't have the option to select files in here, I go to event target, and then I go to the get filter, and I type in files. So now if I go on the live page, and I go to inspect again, and I go to console, and I upload a file, I will now get the file object, and it is in an array or in an object. It is in some sort of data structure. We don't get the raw data. Now this, the way we have it right here, will probably be interesting if we have a multi-file upload, but in this case we only have a single file upload. So we need to do one more thing. I'm just going to go inside of the input here, and I'm going to add the first filter to get the first one. That should work. If not, we may want to do a different approach and just target 0. But it should work because Toddle adds a little bit of abstraction to the logic that it's hard to mess things up. Let's upload that image. Okay, maybe they don't add enough abstraction. So maybe we add some abstraction here. So that wasn't it. Let's remove the first filter. And let's do another get filter. We could also do them in one, but I like to do those things simple. Here we go. And we get 0. So now we go to files, and then we get 0, meaning the first item, because lists start counting from 0 and not from 1. So I do a get filter on files, and I do a get filter on 0. This should give us the first uploaded file. Let's go in here, and let's check this out again. Go to inspect, and let's go to console. Let's upload a file. Here we go, upload. And now we got our file in here. And this is all the file data. This is a file object. Now once we got this, we can turn this into a blob. And for that, we may even have potentially a formula in Toddle to do that. Let's look at that. URL, current URL, parse URL. No, I don't think we have that. Blob. No, I don't think we have that. So let's create a custom function using a little bit of JavaScript. Not much. It'll be all fine. So let's just create a formula, and let's call this blob URL, because we want to create a blob URL. And then we want to move to custom code. Please don't get scared. So here we go. And we want to write our code inside of the first and the last line. So I got my documentation here. We want to do the create object URL method inside of JavaScript. And the way this works is we can run this function to turn any file object, this thing saying object, this is the file object. And the thing that we have locked, right, is a file object. So we can turn any file object using this function into a URL that we can then use to set the image. So let me just copy the documentation, and let's go to Toddle, let's paste this in here. and the file object will be dynamic. So I'm going to go to arguments and I say file. That will be the input. The argument is the input going into the function. And then I want to go probably to unknown because it's a file object. And then I type in args dot file, and this is how I get the dynamic input value. Now, how do I return it? I need to write return on the line of which value I want to return, because this function itself is creating the link that we can use to set the image. We want this returned, as this will contain the image link. So now we got our blob URL function, and we want to go back to the home page. And there is one more step that I want to do. We want to now make this more production ready. So I go to input in here, and I just copy my function, and we can still keep the console log for debugging, but I want to now set the variable for file because at some point, and I can just simply go in here and paste the code in here that I copied, because at some point we want to send this to the database, and we can only send this to the database if the input will be synced with a variable, because we can only send variables dynamically to the database. So what I'm going to do here is I'm setting my variable. I have the variable in here that starts empty. And then when I go in my file upload and on input event, meaning on upload, I'm going to set my variable called file with the event target files and then the first file that is in the files object. And then we still have it console log just for debugging. So then what I can do is we can go in here and I can add an image. And I may want to add a size limit to that image. So I can do like maximum height 15 rem. Boom. Doesn't look pretty yet, but I'll make it pretty soon. And then I can just simply go to attributes and I go to source, and this is just for testing, and I take my file object and I add my blob URL, and this should then create a URL that can be previewed. So let's look at this. So now I upload my image, and as you can see, I can preview the image that I uploaded. And if I upload another image, let's hope I'm not uploading my tax return or something. We have the issue, I think, where we don't clear the input if I have another input event. So we can fix that too. Actually, what happens if I upload a video? Does it break everything? Okay, it doesn't clear itself, but we can do that. So we got the baseline working. We just gotta make it better. So how we can handle that logic, and let's just go over it real quick, because I have an idea that we may be more efficient in doing this in another variable. So how about we create another variable called blob URL that will start empty, right? And we do it like in a workflow basis. So I go on my input event, and on event input, we can also remove the console log. And then we set the variable for file. And after that, I want to set my blob URL to be the file, and then going through my function to turn it into the link using the URL dot create blah, blah, blah. So let's see if that works. And then I go, instead of running the function directly in the source formula, I just tie it. This will not fix our issue probably, but I just tie it then to my blob URL, just in case I want to do other things with that URL so it becomes globally available for best practices. So now I can still click in here and I see my preview, and I can still click in here and it doesn't update because we're not clearing the file object. So what we want to do is I want to go to my input, right? And on input, on my events, I want to first clear the file to be an empty string. So I add string and I have it empty. So this will now set it to an empty string. So every time there is an input event, I will have an empty string. That should work. Let's see. So I upload my file. File is in here. I upload a different file. And as you can see, because every time we detect an input event, we clear the object, and it is then, clearing it, and then that's how we can successfully overwrite everything. Just like that. What happens if I upload a video? Does it break everything? Yeah, it will not show video because right now we just have it for images. Another way how we can also make this work with videos possibly is if we change this from being an image to an iframe, I assume. That may work. So let's see if I upload a file. It works somewhat.
Hey, feeling stressed out? Let's fix that.
Oh gosh.
Here are 3 quick tips
reload.
to help you chill out and feel more relaxed. Breathe deeply.
Okay, it's working somehow as an iframe as well. If that is something that you want to do, we may need to adjust some sizing here. So I want to go to size object fit contain, and then we may want to give it a fixed width. So I may want to do 25 rem and a height of and a fixed height of 20 rem, and then I could go in here and I could upload my image, right? And I get an image preview. Still not how I envision it to look, but let's try it in the editor and then we can update the things. Here we go. A little bit funky, but we may want to play with the object fit. Or maybe, maybe not. Contain. It should do its magic with contain, but iframes are funky. They are something. So, do we have like other options? We may be even able to do a canvas. No, maybe not. We can definitely go to image to do those. But is there like iframe, main section, div, block quote, code, span strong? Okay, we don't have that. So what we could do, we may be able to use, but I think I may be getting over myself because the question was just how to do an image. But I may also want to do a video. So let's ask ChatGPT here. Because I also want to, it would be also cool if we would have a video preview, right? Wouldn't it be cool, like a PDF preview if I'll upload my my 1099? So let's do that too. Let's go to Claude. Let's go. Now I'm having fun. Okay, here we go. So what do we ask it? How to make an HTML canvas be an video player, because I want to use an HTML canvas this time. You can use the canvas API. Okay, maybe not the canvas. It sounds like a whole pane. Let's do a different thing. I could just also look for the type and set visibility. That may be even better. Okay. Let's hope we still, okay, here we go. Let's go to input and let's go to our function that will log the file, and I want to add my console log again. So log to console, and I go in here and let's paste that in here, and let's go on the live side and let's upload something. Let's go on inspect. Here we go. Let's go to console. Let's upload a file. And I should be getting some MIME data. Yes, I have type image. This is great. And when I upload a video, this will be saying type video. I got it. I got it. Here we go. So, and what's their path? What's the path of it? Let's see. the path of it. Oh, I think I exited too much. Let's go to inspect again. Let's go to the console. I have my file in here, boom, and it's file dot type. So I can use a get filter on type on my file object to see if it is a video or not, and then conditionally set the visibility of either an image module or a video module or an audio module. And then I have like a multi viewer for all kinds of different files I could ever imagine I would upload. Let's build this. Let's make this exciting. So let's wrap this in a div block. And then I want in this div block my image, and I want in this div block my audio. So I have all my file types in this div block. Okay, here we go. And then I want to probably set this to be dynamic, right? Maybe set a maximum width of like, oh no, actually I can do this on the parent holding everything. So maximum width for this one will be 25 rem. Here we go. So we got this now being a nice preview for all kinds of different types. And now let's just add a heading in here. And I want to go with this heading, and we can just go in this heading here, double click to just like visualize the file type. So I can go on my file object that is now stored in the variable, right? And I can go to the get filter and I can type in there. And as you can see, I get image PNG because I can make the file data visible. So when I upload an image, it will say image PNG. If I upload a video, it'll say video. And then I can set conditional visibility based on the metadata of the file that was uploaded in here. So let's double click in here. And I want to actually upload audio real quick. Let's upload my Toddle song. And it will say audio. Okay, perfect. So I can look for some keywords. So I can go on the video module here. And ooh, where did the image go? Oh, maybe I want to remove contain. Okay, but let's go to the image module, and which is not visible right now. So how about we upload an image so we can see it? Let's go to desktop. Let's upload an image. Here we go. So now I go on my image module and I go to show, and now I can make this visible. So I go to file, and then I do a get filter on my file object, and I look for type, and this will say image. And then I do, I can look for includes image. And if this includes image, this will be true. And if this is true, it will be shown. So now we have this filter shown if the file uploaded is an image. And then I go to the video, right? And I can go on show height, and I go to my file object, and I then do the get filter, and I look for type, and then I do include. So I look if the type includes the word video, which is false, it is not being shown. But if it contains the video, it will show the video player. We do the same thing for audio. We go to show, and I go to my file object, and I do the get filter to look for type, and then we go to includes, and we look for audio. Yeah, it was audio. So now if this is a file, if this is an image, we see the image. Now if I upload a beautiful video like this, I would see the video player. Now we have to make the video player dynamic to, like take the blob URL to then play the video. So I need to go on the video player on the source, and I need to bind the source to the blob URL. So now I have my video that I can look at. Look at this. Now I got my video that was uploaded as a preview. Let's do the same thing with audio too. So let's go to audio, and I can upload my Toddle song. And now we need to go to the audio player, and I want to go to source, and I map it to the blob URL. So now I can click on here.
Dreams simple and free. Toddle brings the best of me. Features growing every day. Click and build the easy way. Endless options, endless fun. Together now we're always on.
Oops, so for some reason, like the recording stopped due to like the video playing. For some reason, I think my MacBook Air just like got a little bit of overload of all the content going on. But isn't that cool? I think it's pretty amazing. So now we got that playing. So based on whatever content type is uploaded, we have like a preview for it. So this is like putting this original idea just of an image preview on the next level. And then in case I upload a file, I just want to upload an iframe. So let's see, what kind of like documents can I show here? Let's look for a PDF. Yeah, like I don't have any files that I can publicly show here. Don't want to upload my personal text organizer. So how about I just download like dummy PDF just to be sure. Here you go. I got a dummy PDF file. I like that. Let's download this one. Save. And now I got my dummy PDF. And let's go in here. And let's upload my dummy PDF. I got my dummy PDF in here. And now we want to go inside of this div and add an iframe. Hey, Toddle! And I can go on the source of this iframe, and I can map it to, the blob URL. And I will see a preview of my PDF as well. So I want to remove the title. Okay, I want to have width 100%, frame border, allow full screen, true. Here we go. And we do width 100%, and then height. Or we can actually just remove that stuff. So now I have a preview of my iframe, of my file, of my PDF, and I want to go to show height, and I want to make it a little bit different, because I only want to show the iframe if it is not an audio, if it is not an image, and if it is not a video. So I go to my file and I do the get filter, and I look at the type of this, and then let's see how we structure this. Let's go and end, and let's look for includes. So I want to go on the get part here, and I want to add includes here. So if this includes image, right? And then I need to add this thing again. And if this includes audio, and then I copy this again, and if this includes video, So then it would, if this includes everything, it would be true. But if this includes anything, right now it doesn't include an image, it doesn't include an audio, it doesn't include a video. So they are all false. And if those all are false, I will get false returned. But I want to reverse it so it shows it. So now, if it doesn't include image, if it doesn't include audio, if it doesn't include video, using the file object and the get filter of type, they will all be false because it doesn't include them. And if they are all false, I will get, this end filter will return. If all are false, it will return false. If all are true, it will return true. And if even one of them is false, it will still do false. So in this case, if they are all false, then I want to return it to the opposite so that it will be true, and then the iframe will be visible. So let's look at this. What happens if I upload a video, a 1-hour video? It will still be the iframe. And let's refine the show. Because even if one is false, even if one is true, it will still make it false and therefore true. I need all of them. So we need to refine the approach a little bit, how we do the logic. So let's remove the end filter. So I can do, if it includes image, it will show it, which is false. Can I do or? Okay, if it includes image or, okay, I think we want to do the or filter. If this includes image, or if this includes audio, or if this includes video, right? And then I want to turn it into the opposite of being not. And then it should be hidden. So now, if I upload a video, I have my video module. And if I upload an image, I will have my image. And if I upload audio, I will have my audio. And when I now upload a dummy PDF, I will have my iframe and nothing else. So the OR filter did the trick. And the cool thing is I can scroll in that PDF and I can click on things. And so it's like a real PDF viewer. Very cool. So I can go to here. And so the way we did this, the way we solved it is we always looked for the file object. We looked for the type using the get filter. So we got the type of that file. And then we said, does it include image? Does it include audio? Does it include video, right? Is it any of those types that we already have a player for? And then we use the OR filter to see if any one of those is true. And they're all false. So if they are all false, right, we want to turn it into the opposite to be true. And if they're all true, we want it to be false, because if this condition returns true, it will be shown. And if it returns false, it will be hidden. So by using the not filter, we reverse it, because if those are all false, meaning it's not an image, it's not a file, it's not a video, it's not an audio, they are all false. But if they are all false, I want to say, yes, true, please show the iframe. So I need to use the not to reverse it, right? Because we need to make it so that Toddle can understand what we are trying to interpret into it. So now this is working. So now it started with, I want an image preview, and now you got a preview for everything. You can upload music and you can listen to it. Okay, maybe wrong song. You can upload a video and you can preview it.
Only question is how much
We
work
got Ray.
they need to make that happen.
Here you go. And then you can upload an image and you can preview that. And if you upload a different image, it's going to override it because we clear the variable. So now let's just go to the input again, and let's just remove our console log. We don't need that anymore. And let's just go over how everything is structured, just to mesmerize it a last time. So we see we have an empty variable called file. That will just be an empty string. And then on our input field, we look for the input event. And on the input event, the first thing that we do is we set the file variable as an empty string so that whenever we re-upload something, we kind of like clear it out. And then after this, we are going to look for the event target, because when I upload a file inside of an input field, the file data is in the event data. So I go to event target, and then Toddle doesn't let us select files in here. So we just go to event target. We won't use value. We only do event target in the event itself. And then we do a get filter to get files. And if we use, only one file upload, we're going to go to path 0, so we get the first file in another get filter. So this is how we get the file object. And then once we got the file object, we can send now this file object to the database. And I made a whole video on how to do that. It will be in the video description linked below. But then, even more important, we want to show the file on the front end. So we need to turn it into a blob URL. For that, we have a variable called blob URL. And on input here, this will set the variable for blob URL with the file, and we take the file object from our variable, and we run a custom function to turn it into a blob URL, and then we got the URL. And if I were to put this in my browser and remove the quotes, I will see that I have that image locally stored on my computer as a blob. So we got that. And the way this custom function works, let's click into it, is we do return url.createObjectURL, and then we have the argument, meaning the input, called file, that is data type unknown, that will then be mapped inside of this, this function. So this will be applied to it. And then we go back here. So now on input, then we set this variable, and the output would be our URL. And then what we do is let's just upload something just to illustrate. Let's upload an image. And in here, I have my div holding all of those different content types. And then I do on that image, for example, on all of them, we set the source, and the source will be linked in the custom function to the blob URL. And then we will see the image in here. And then we have a show attribute in here, going to our file, going to the get filter, looking for the type of the file, and then saying if this, contains image, which it is image PNG, if this is any type of image, I want to show the image module. This is what we do in the show formula, right? And then we go to video. In the video, of course, we also set the source of the video based on the blob URL variable. And then we go and show, and we say I go to my file object, and I look at the get, and I look at type, and this is now image PNG. So, this will be false. There will be not the image module showed because it needs to include video. It will not show the video module because it needs to include video for it to show. This is why the video module is hidden. Now, if I were to change this to be a video, here we go. Now we will see the video module with a video. So let's look at the video module, and we see at the formula, we have if the file, the type using the get filter. This is how we get the type. The type is video MP4. If this includes video, which it is true because the file type that we want to show is a video, it will be true. And if this is true, we will show the video module. And then on audio, the same thing. On audio, we also set the source to be the blob URL because it's always the same how that works. And then on the show, we do file object. We use the get filter, and this is now video MP4. And we look for, does it include audio? Right now, it doesn't include audio, so it's false. That's why we don't have the audio player shown. If I were now to add an audio file, let's add the Toddle song. In here, we will now see the audio player preview, right? And we look at the show formula and we look at the file object. We use the get filter to get the type. And then we see it's audio MPEG, and we look for, does it include audio? Yes, it includes it right here because it's an audio file. And then we will show it true. And because this is true, we see the audio player in here. And then we have the thing for the iframe. So if everything fails, we have the iframe. Again, if you were to use the iframe to make an audio player, that would work too as a universal solution. But we saw we have some formatting and representation issues if we use an iframe. So we only use the iframe for other types, such as PDF documents, spreadsheets, and so on, because that will default back to the native player for those. So now, if I were to upload my sample PDF, we will now see the iframe. So the iframe has a more complex logic because we're going to look for the file object type. Is this an image? False. No, it's not an image, because otherwise the image would be shown. And then we look at the file object type. Is this audio? No. And then we look at the file object type. Is this a video? No. And if all of those are no, false, we will turn it into the opposite using the OR filter. And we will turn it into the opposite. And then it will be true, because if this is true, meaning if it's not an image, if it's not an audio, if it's not a video, meaning they're all false, we want to turn it into the opposite, because that means, yes, true, I want to show the iframe. And then the source of that iframe will just be the blob URL. So we see it in here. Because the OR filter does, is it an image? So is it not an image? Or is it not an audio? Or is it not, a video? So it's going to do like, either it is an image, or it is an audio, or it is a video. So we have the type of that object, and we look, does it include image? Or does it include audio? Or does it include video? If all of them are false, we will get a false back. We will turn it into the opposite, and that's it. For example, if this would be a video, here we go, and we would look, it would still say false, because we have the image is false, the audio is false, and the video is true. But even if one of them is true, right, it will still be true, and then since we turn it into the opposite, it will be false, right? And if it is a file, let's upload a file, it will show this, because the image is false, the audio is false, and the video is false. And then we get a false back, and then we turn it into the opposite, so it will be a true. And now this will make it shown. So sometimes the logic is the most complicated things, but you don't have to code to make that logic work, which makes it easier. Because believe me, coding this kind of logic in JavaScript without having like a nice path-based, node-based system to track the flow is even worse. But this is how you do like a multi-file viewer under your file input, where you can, select a video and see a video preview. And you can select an audio and listen to an audio preview. And you can select a beautiful image and you can see an image preview. I'm also going to now publish the branch and make it available as a template for all NoCode Pro Code members, because I think it's a very cool thing to have. It's very beneficial. So I'll be also going to the main branch here, copying that, and I'll be responding to Salima right now. Arc help.nocodeprocode.com, And I'll also be responding to her right now in the comments with here is the clonable. Here's the clonable. I'll send her the link. Here we go. She got it. If you're quick, maybe look at that too. And now she got that, and she got the help that she needed over the weekend. Thank you so much for watching this video. Salima, thank you so much for asking the question. And to everyone who watches that video and who sometimes also faces those roadblocks, and you want to get some extra help and some extra assistance in building those things, and you want a supportive community with templates, with daily office hours, I would love to see you inside of our NoCodeProCode.com community. We have daily office hours. Exactly what you saw today is the help you can get every day to help you overcome roadblocks and to help you solve problems faster without being stuck at something for days or even weeks. If you want that extra support, if you want that community around you, keeping you accountable for making progress in your projects and also helping you across roadblocks and obstacles, and get the educational resources that you need to be even better at what you do, please go to NoCodeProCode.com and, get full access now, make a little submission video, and I would be super happy to see you inside of the office hours and inside of the community. Thank you so much for watching. If you see this as a member, thank you so much for being a member. And if you just see this because I just thought it was nice to also post this on the YouTube channel because I think it'll be beneficial for a lot of people, thank you so much for supporting me on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you have been fast in typing the branch so that you can maybe use the template for free. That would be cool. I won't put the link in there, but I'm just going to say, this is how the link looks for the template. It's only for members, but, I'm just going to keep it like this here. You're not supposed to make a screenshot of this and go to your Photos app and double click on the link to copy it and to use a template for free on the browser. You're not supposed to do that, but I'll just keep for the rest of the video the link open like this because it's only for members who pay, but I'll just keep it like this, and you just do you. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll just keep the link like that. Bye-bye. Okay, I hope you had enough time to copy that link because now I'm ending that video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Take care. Bye-bye.